Hey guys, it's Matt here, and today I'm doing another episode of Matt Rants. So, we're going to jump right into the question today. The question is, are celebrities ruining YouTube? So, let's let's define what I mean by celebrity. So, when I say celebrity, I'm not referring to, let's say, a PewDiePie or someone who's made it on YouTube, or even someone who's made it on another online platform like Twitch or Mixer. No, I'm referring to celebrities who are coming in from other genres, other forms of movie making, media, things like that. So, looking at an actor or looking at a musician and having them come to YouTube, are they ruining YouTube? Now, I'm going to talk about a few different celebrities, but one that I have in mind in particular is Jack Black. And of course, everyone has been talking about Jack Black, especially when he first talked about releasing his YouTube channel or coming out with a YouTube channel, which was literally 2 weeks ago, before the new year, yes, but I wanted to wait a little bit on this just to see what happens when he releases his first video, what kind of video he would be releasing, because I was wondering if it was going to be a standard Let's Play or if it was going to be maybe something more in-depth, what games he was going to cover, because he's clearly, if he's been playing for a while, he's an older fan, so I didn't know if he'd bust out something even pre-NES or even the Japanese side of things, perhaps maybe going for the Famicom. Unsure. I didn't know where he would go, where his love would take him, and we know what his first video official was in terms of actual content on the channel, and it was actually about pinball, which I didn't think he would cover, but it does make sense because clearly he's been playing games for a while, playing them in arcades, and of course, pinball machines, most likely you're going to play one in an arcade instead of out of your own home. You could have one in your own home, but those are pretty darn expensive. Also, I should note how many people have subscribed to him and have watched his videos. So as of this recording, he currently has nearly 3 million subscribers with only 3 videos, and again, only one of his videos is official content. The other 2 is just saying, hey, more content is coming in 2019. So he has currently, as of this recording, 2,985,292 subscribers, and I am one of them. So his first video was Hello Jack Black here. His next one he made, I'm pretty sure he wasn't going to make it, but then he sat there and went, wow, we got 1 million subscribers. So he made one thanking people. Now overall, he seems like he's having a lot of fun. He seems like he's high energy, but of course people are still going to ask, is he ruining YouTube? Is he taking people's views away from other channels? Is he, not only siphoning off views, but siphoning off subscribers or things like that? Or also talking about not just the Jack Blacks, but also someone like Will Smith. So Will Smith is someone who YouTube, I believe YouTube enticed him personally to come to YouTube to create different content. He was also in the YouTube Rewind, and people weren't a big fan of that. I remember he mispronounced someone's name in a way that I would think it would be funny because it's Will Smith pronouncing it, but so he thinks, oh, let me mispronounce this in a funny way, but some people were giving him flack for that. Either way, when it comes to someone like Will Smith, he's someone who, while he's very energetic and very charismatic, I haven't really seen his videos, but I can understand why someone would say, oh, can't he create the type of content that he creates on YouTube elsewhere, because they're very much like vlog style videos. In this case, well, Jack Black's video was a vlog style video. He went around talking about different pinball machines that he saw in the Pinball Hall of Fame. At the same time, there was something about, again, I haven't seen all of Will Smith's content. I've seen little clips here and there, but there's something about Jack Black's, and not just because I love him as well, because I really love Will Smith's work as well on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Men in Black and a bunch of other films when I was a kid. At the same time, I might be able to acknowledge that maybe every celebrity isn't built for YouTube, or maybe they have to talk about things specifically that really interest them to make them interesting on YouTube. But I personally think that Jack Black has actually found I don't want to say find a niche, because he clearly is. His newest video got 4.6 million views, the one about pinball. His 1 million video, when he talked about reaching 1 million subscribers, is at 8.2 million views. And his original video saying, hey, I exist here, 8.8 million views. So I'm not going to say he's carving a niche, because that's how obviously a lot more than people who are watching this video probably and are subscribed to our channel. But at the end of the day, though, when looking at Jack Black's, the fans that he's garnered, it does seem like people are watching his video due to him really being himself on camera and not just about being on the platform and just kind of discussing whatever Will Smith discusses. Funnily enough, I was going to this whole video was going to just be about Jack Black, but then Will Smith came to mind, so I did want to mention him, but I really should talk about the fact that, I really should look at his channel specifically. He has more than 4 million subscribers. Also, looking at some of his content, content. He clearly does have a lot of fun with what he's doing, don't get me wrong. Also, he's collaborating with other YouTubers as well, which is really nice. He's also answering questions, things like that. So he's clearly bringing something to YouTube, and people are enjoying his content. It's not really for me, but I don't think there's anything wrong with him being on the platform in particular. But I do think that something like Jack Black's content, I do think that came up on my radar a lot more because, of course, you can tell what this channel is about. Those guys play. You can see what the channel is generally about. So when you have someone like Jack Black come on, of course, people feel intimidated. People feel like he's, again, going to take viewers away from them. But here's why I disagree. So let's look at other forms of media. Let's look at movies, right? So if you are an actor and you're going to audition for an indie film or an art house film, something that's smaller than your average extremely large billion-dollar blockbuster, right? So you want to go to that role and you want to audition for that, but then all of a sudden, who walks in the door but a limping Robert Downey Jr.? Why is he limping? Because he's trying to get into character. So right off the bat, you're thinking, oh, I'm fucked. And guess what? You are. You're not going to get that role unless you see other actors come in the door and you're like, oh, wait. Maybe, I mean, I'm still fucked, but maybe Robert Downey Jr. is also screwed. So at the end of the day, though, all jokes aside, in that regard, yes, you're screwed because you are going to potentially lose that job over someone like a Robert Downey Jr., even though you might be thinking, he's an actor, he acts in films, but this isn't really his field. Usually he stays in the, in the movie realms and the blockbuster realms, does a few, more thought-provoking films every now and again. By the way, I love Avengers, so don't think I'm knocking Avengers, but you know what I'm talking about when I say that. And when you look at that versus, let's say, an industry like YouTube, I mean, even looking at other industries, heck, just jumping over to being a musician, right? Unless it's about someone signing with a label, another person who's a celebrity in some other realm coming out of the woodwork to try to become a musician, they might not potentially beat you out unless the label is specifically looking for one person, but labels could sign you and this celebrity. So even that varies differently than when it comes to films, where it's one actor working in one role, much different than theater as well, where yes, you could say, ooh, why is this actor jumping into theater? I could have gotten that role, but you could still potentially be an understudy as well. Now, I know if you've been doing this for a while and you sit back and think, no, but I don't want this big time actor coming in here. I could have been the lead and now I'm the understudy. That's fair, but at least there's multiple roles in that position as well. When it comes to being a YouTuber, though, I would argue there's infinite roles and infinite positions. So when someone says, oh, Jack Black is coming in here and taking the views away from me, is siphoning those away from me, I can't get them. Just because Jack Black is on the platform doesn't mean that you are on the platform any less. Now, I know you're going to tell me, but Matt, people aren't seeing me, they're seeing me less. Duh. But here's the thing, though. Looking at Jack Black's content, and this might change in a year from now and 2 years from now, but looking at his content right now, he has 3 videos, one 30-second video, one 50-second video, and one 3-minute and 7-second video. Even if I watched all 3, which I have, that does not mean that it is taking so much time away from me watching your content that at the end of the day I'm going to go, well, ooh, that 5 minutes of content, almost 5 minutes of content, that got me beat. I'm going to go not watch YouTube. And again, looking at potential, and this is just projecting based on what we have thus far, if his future videos also end up being in the 5 to 10 minute range, that is not a lot of time, especially with him releasing one video per week, that would be taken away from watching other YouTubers and other content, specifically yours. So I don't really understand the idea that, oh, him being on the platform means that people aren't going to see you, because it isn't as if he's consistently live streaming. Now, if he was, and if he starts to do that, then I understand where you're coming from completely, because you're thinking, well, I'm live streaming and people are going to clearly go see Jack Black doing something funny, making a funny mouth voice, going, right? Of course, people would want to go see Jack Black do that. And I totally get where you're coming from when it comes to that in particular. But if we're looking at just his pre-recorded video content thus far, and if it keeps on being just like this, I don't really see why that would be threatening to either you or even myself with the way we do our pre-recorded content. Either we talk about news, which again, Jack Black clearly is not talking about news, or we do reviews and retrospectives and unboxings and things like that Jack Black is going, at least at this point, is going nowhere near. Even when looking at something like what Will Smith is doing, yes, people want to see what, crazy thing Will Smith is doing and how he's interacting with other YouTubers as well. But what's very interesting with that as well, and potentially even if Jack Black gets into that territory, working with other YouTubers is good for YouTube and potentially you as well. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, but Matt, I've seen the YouTubers that Will Smith collaborates with. They're not me. They're much larger than me. And heck, talking about myself, they're much larger than me as well. But the thing is, when looking at these YouTubers and seeing them collab with Will Smith, it's about quote unquote legitimizing YouTube, right? Who is YouTube being legitimized for? You could say it's being legitimized to advertisers, making them feel calm and at ease. Hey, look, Will Smith, he's doing a funny thing, and so is Jack Black. Look at him over there, just moving around, being his Jack Black self. See, give more ad revenue. And while at the end of the day, you might go, yeah, but is that ad revenue really going to go to me? It will, actually. If there's more ad revenue kind of circulating around, it's eventually going to get to you if you get to the point where you can monetize your videos. Now, I can't right now, so of course I'm not getting that freaking ad revenue. But the point is that securing these different companies to give ad revenue and not make them nervous and have these celebrities come in and make them think, oh, it's just like the old thing that we invest in. Because that's the issue with advertising. You have to convince them that everything's okay, even though the status quo is clearly changing with different online distributions, things like streaming and either streaming shows like Netflix, or rather services like Netflix, or streaming like YouTube and Mixer and Twitch. Things are clearly changing, but you have to convince them, oh, no, Grandpa, it's okay. Nothing's changed. No, look, see, it's just like it is. Look at him. You know him. And then they're like, yeah, that's Will Smith. Yeah, you see, it's Will Smith. You know Will Smith. Come on, Grandpa. See, it's just like the old stuff that you put money towards, billions of dollars towards. So it's just this idea that, you're trying to assuage these advertisers. And at the end of the day, looking at the amount of content, yes, Will Smith has obviously released a lot more content, but even then, I don't think that his content would make someone go, wow, I'm only going to stick to Will Smith and not to YouTube overall. Now, yes, there are kids that specifically watch one person's video over and over and over. Parents out there, even though I'm not one myself, I have little brothers. Parents out there, you just want it to stop. You just want the merry-go-round to stop. But the point is that even though that does happen, at the end of the day, if that one kid was going to come to YouTube and see they're all Jack Black 24/7 or Will Smith 24/7, do you think, and I'm talking to you, the YouTuber who's upset about this, do you think that that kid was just going to randomly stumble upon your channel? I wish they would have. I'm sure you have a bomb-ass channel. It's amazing. And I would love for more people to watch your channel. But would that kid, assuming that there's a kid in the situation who's just hooked on one channel over and over, that they would then find your channel randomly, and that Jack Black or Will Smith or other celebrities are taking that kid away from your channel? Perhaps, but I still think it's highly unlikely. So where do I stand on celebrities potentially ruining YouTube? Well, I'm sure as you can tell from the way I've been talking for the past 10 minutes, I don't think that's the case. Now, if you want to talk to me about major corporations, be they news organizations and things like that, coming to this platform, companies that have millions and billions of dollars coming to this platform and potentially having YouTube kind of make the trending list to be in favor of them rather than you, or maybe the algorithm favors them because they know how to game the system, because they can hire firms and people who can actually play the system to a T. If that's what you want to talk about, fair game. Would love to have that conversation with you. But when it comes to one celebrity in particular, I'm not saying that Jack Black and Will Smith don't have a lot of money. But at the end of the day, if they bring their own personal brand, their flavor, and this kind of homegrown feeling to their channels, which I do think that from what I've seen of Jack Black's channel, he definitely does. If they do that, then I think that they just kind of blend in with YouTube and don't just seem like some corporate channel that's really just an extension of their brand instead of being real people that want to talk to you about their passions. And I feel as if Jack Black is currently being that, and I don't really see how our subscribers who are actually listening to us and watching us are going to go, ooh, I don't know if I want to see those guys play anymore. Definitely only going to exclusively watch Jack Black. Much different than if he was releasing, a content per day, or if he was having his own, let's say like an MCN or his own network, then that would be much different. And I'd go, ooh, is he hiring gamers? Is he hiring people who work in, in the YouTube community and gaming community as writers, perhaps? Like at that point, I'd go, ooh, this is a problem. But at this point, he literally only has 3 videos out. He has his Friday schedule, and maybe he does work with other YouTubers, and hopefully, because he seems to be focusing on retro games right now, he gets some of your and even my favorite YouTubers in the retro gaming community who might not have millions of subscribers and potentially give them that bump because he's Jack Black. But either way, guys, as we're wrapping this up, I just want to thank you all so much for listening in. As always, please remember to like and subscribe if you liked the video. If you didn't like the video, you can still like and subscribe either way. You can also dislike if you want. That's cool. I won't judge. But what I do want to say is I want to hear your thoughts down below. If you disagree with me, please, would love to hear it down below civilly, but would still love to hear it either way. If you do agree with me, then I would definitely love to hear that. I would, if you agree with me, oh, I would love it. But all jokes aside, if you disagree, that's fine too. Definitely want to talk to you guys about different celebrities coming on YouTube and what you guys think about it. For me, more ad money, more way it could be spread around. That's just my take on it. If YouTube dies due to very little ad money, we all go the way of the dodo in terms of many of our online careers. Don't want to end it on that note, but I just got to put that out there. So, love you all. Take care and tune in next time for another episode of Matt Rants. All right, guys. So, see ya.